Hi, it's Sasha here from the Little Dog Retreat, owner and creator of the Little Dog Retreat and thelittledogretreat.com. I am back today to talk about how to bond with your dog like a dog. So, first and foremost, dogs are very social creatures and they are basically nonverbal. That doesn't mean that your dog, it might be quiet, they might bark a lot, they might make weird sounds, they might growl or snarl, or they might make cute little gurgling sounds, but they are essentially nonverbal animals. And what that means is that most of the communication that's happening between their dog and other animals or yourself is nonverbal. It's nuances. They're looking at body language, they're looking at tone, they're hearing your tone, they're looking at facial expressions, they're looking at all of these nuances that we as people typically tend to ignore or just kind of slip by, whereas your dogs are picking up all of that. So I have 3 techniques today to bond with your dog that will make your dog happier. Now, why do you want your dog happier? Besides being just happy and cute, happier dogs actually live longer lives. They have better health. If your dog is happier, they're less likely to be anxious. They're more likely to be relaxed. And a relaxed dog is not going to destroy things in your home. So all of this combined goes together to make your environment, your home, very happy and relaxed. So I have my whole pack around me right now. Make sure that when you're bonding with your dog, a couple different things. Make sure they're in an environment they feel safe and comfortable. Right now we are on the bed. Number 2, make sure you have time to do this. So don't rush it. Don't be, I'm going to bond really fast before I head off to work. Make sure you give yourself a few minutes so that you yourself don't feel rushed or anxious. You don't need to get this done and check it off your list. This is an experience where you can actually just relax with your dog. So number 1, what we're gonna do is eye contact. A lot of things that we were told when we were kids, don't stare that dog in the eye, don't look a dog in the eye, is just not true when you're with your own personal pup. When you're at home, or even if you're on a walk, let's say, if your dog's acting anxious, one of the easiest things to do to get them to settle and calm themselves is literally eye contact. Now, what this does, as an alpha, you are the alpha, your dog is the beta to you, the alpha. So what this is telling your dog is that I've got this covered. You don't have to worry about it. I will take care of things. The alpha role in a relationship is the role that makes sure everything is taken care of. It's really a burden. So when your dog gets rid of that burden, they can just relax and be calm. So I'm going to show you with my Italian Greyhound, who's napping right next to me, how to do the eye contact. It's very, very simple, and it's super effective. And the more you do this, the more your dog will get used to it. The first time you do this, your dog might be kind of like darting back and forth and not really knowing what to do because they don't necessarily want to look alpha in the eye. They might feel like they're being kind of punished. But the more you do this in a loving way, especially with the other 2 techniques, you'll find that your dog will really rejoice from it and just love and thrive off of it. And you'll notice them staring at you, waiting for eye contact. So what you're going to do is literally just get your pup ready. Here's Mercedes right here. And we're just going to do some simple eye contact. And then I just kind of pet the ears as I do it. Hi. Yeah. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Oh, good girl. And that's it. It's such a simple technique. And yet, most people don't do it. It's not very often that you literally just gaze into your dog's eyes. Now, I just woke her up from a nap. Usually we'll do it for longer, but you could do this literally just for minutes and minutes at a time, just gazing into your dog's eyes, and just notice as you gaze in their eyes, they'll start to calm down and relax. The other thing you can do is just rub their neck on either side, and then long strokes from the head down the side. Slow, long strokes is a calming mechanism for your dog, so that will also help and just get them kind of more used to you doing eye contact as you start to prepare for it. The next thing I'm going to show you is head wrestling. Now, this is quite often something that when you get a puppy, comes natural, but then as your dog gets older, your puppy starts to become more mature and does less natural wrestling, and then they start getting used to basically you not wrestling with them. And so it kind of goes by the wayside unless they come in contact with another young pup. But if you notice any dynamic of dogs, whether the dogs are in a daycare environment, whether you have a pack of your own dogs, or if you were to watch anything about wolves, they do headbutting as a form of play. Now with this, I will say you need to maintain alpha role. So if you are wrestling with your dog, always make sure that you are in control and you stop the game when you want to stop. okay? So if you decided that you're stopping the game because you have to go do something else, your dog can't initiate. They can be interested and they can say, hey, the offer is still there, do you want to wrestle? But they can't continue and force you to continue doing it. So when the game's done, you decide as alpha that it's done. The other thing is that as alpha doesn't stick their head underneath another dog's head. That would be a submissive role. So depending upon what kind of dog you have, if you have a dog that's constantly putting their head on your head, that means that your dog is trying to tell you, I think I'm senior to you. I think I'm alpha. Let's see if you agree. And if you just let them do that, then they're confirming that they're alpha over you. If you have a dog, conversely, that is always putting their head underneath of yours, that means they're saying, I see you as an alpha and I'm totally okay with that. I am just being submissive. That's okay, but when you play a game of wrestle, you want to make sure that you stay above. You can stay right on parallel with your dog, but you want to make sure you're not sticking your head underneath their head. So I'm going to show you with Haley back here. We've got Mercedes and then Haley. Haley, let's see, Haley is not used to being on the bed. Haley's not used to being on the bed. She is more of a floor pup. She doesn't like being really on the bed. So let's see if she'll wrestle with me right now. Come here, Sadie. So what we're gonna do is basically when you're wrestling, you're just gonna take your head and just kind of push them back and forth. Just kind of push them back and forth and see. So Haley's now giving me wonderful eye contact. Yeah. And I'm just going to come down here and now she's going to roll over because she is a very submissive pup. So she just wants belly rubs. She just says, I forfeit, I'm good. But usually if we're on the floor, we're playing like this, I can start to get her riled up and then just literally bat my head back and forth. So let's see if I can get Bridget to do this before we move on to the third way to do bonding with your dog. Let's see, this is my Chihuahua Bridget. And I'm just going to come down here. Let's see if I can. Hi, Bridget. Come here. Do you want to rest a little bit? Oh, yeah, come here. Come here. Yeah. No. So this is my Chihuahua, and she's just not in the mood for wrestling either. That's okay. My Chihuahua, she's wagging her tail. Maybe she wants, yeah? Do you want to wrestle? No. Do you want tummy? Do you want tummy rub? Tummy rub? Yeah. This is a normal thing that we do. So this is kind of a Chihuahua thing, and this is also her personality. So she's not into wrestling this morning. It's pretty early. They just had breakfast. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah. And that's okay. So as long as this is her form of wrestling. Now she's a pretty tiny dog. So can you see her face? She's actually happy. She's kind of ready to go. So I just kind of come in here and just rub. I'm just literally side swiping my face on her face. And this is a beautiful bonding experience and just one that helps keep your dog, first and foremost, let them know that you've got everything covered as alpha. This is what a wolf pack would do. They would constantly reinforce the boundaries and reinforce the bonding in the group. So she is now wrestling with me. Yeah. Yeah. So this is her form. This is her form of wrestling, and she's doing a little gnawing on my fingers. That's totally okay. And so this is how. Yeah. Are you ready to do some more? Yeah. And so if I flip her back over, she'll do a little bit more. Hi. Do you want to wrestle some more? Yeah. And so so the wrestling is super, super fun for both you and your pup. Again, as long as you're maintaining alpha control, wrestling is totally safe and totally fun, and just like a wolf pack, something that your dog would naturally be doing in the wild all the time. So now I've decided to stop the wrestling, which is totally fine. She's waiting to see if we're going to keep going, and that's okay. And then after I'm done, she's just going to kind of relax. See, here she is. She's just going to kind of relax and go about her time. Yeah. So the first form of bonding is just simply eye contact. The second form of bonding is going ahead and wrestling, taking the side of your face and rubbing it literally on both sides of your dog, making sure you stay above your dog once they start moving around. And then if your dog rolls over or whatnot, that's great. You can still wrestle with them. Every dog is going to have their own personality of wrestling, what they like more or what they do more of. That's perfect. That's totally okay. So, there we go. And so you know your dog, she's running around now. She's ready to go. Yeah, hi. And so what you want to do, the third way you can really bond with your dog, and this is more of a relaxing technique, is the head press. So let's see who's going to participate in this. Mercedes, are you going to come up? Come here. Come here. I have to say, my dogs get a little weirded out when I start talking to the camera. Go ahead and sit down. All right, so Mercedes and I are going to do a relaxing, soothing head press where you basically take your forehead and press it to their forehead. I'm going to do a little eye contact first. Hi. And then I'm just going to go like this. And you can just take a deep breath. Hi. Yeah. This is perfect for when you're done playing. This is a wonderful signal to your dog that, okay, playtime is now ceased. Now we're doing calming time. And this is just a wonderful time also. If your dog is ever anxious or nervous, you can just go ahead and do the head press, head to head, forehead to forehead, and just relax. And you can do this with any size dog. So Mercedes has a decent size head. Bridget's got a tinier head. And we can still do this together. So I'm just going to go like this, give her some eye contact, and then come in. Girl. Yeah. And I can just see her eyes relaxing. She just says, okay, everything, we're now relaxing time. That's good. Yeah, and I get some kisses. That's a good girl. And now she's in calm mode. So you can do these with your dogs at any time during the day or evening. It's wonderful, especially as you come home. If your dog is particularly anxious and they've had kind of a boring day, you can do a little bit of wrestling. Make sure you're engaging in wrestling. Make sure you've gotten everything done that you want to get done during the day or right when you get home. So you need to eat, go to the bathroom, put some, change your clothes, put some stuff away. Make sure you get that done first and then go ahead and initiate some wrestling. Your dog will just thrive off of it. And then the moment that you decide, okay, well, now I'm going to go make dinner or do something else, just do some calming eye contact and then go ahead and do a head secure rest. Hi. Yeah. I know. Good girl. And that's it. It is amazing how happy you can make your dog by these 3 very simple, very easy to do steps. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any comments about, now she's trying to engage me, which I'm not going to go ahead and interact with right now, but later I will reinitiate with her because she looks like she's in a playful mood. So now, if you have any ways that you relax with your dog, I would love to hear about them. Put them in the comments below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and comment below as well. And definitely check us out on Instagram and our Facebook video page where we're putting all of our videos together. Also check out our YouTube channel where all our videos will be up there. Check out our website, www.thelittledogretreat.com, and we will see you again soon. Have a great day. Thanks.